Hello friends, and you're welcome back to the channel. This evening we're going to be discussing nutrition in fungi. Nutrition is a very important part of any organism, and fungi are not left behind. They have ways and manners in which they engage in nutrition. Now for fungi, there are four major types of nutrition that the fungi engages in. We have saprophytism, we have parasitism, we have predators and symbiotic relationships or symbiotic nutrition. These are the four types of ways that the fungi can engage in nutrition, or how it gathers its nutrients. Now for the first one, which is saprophytism, we understand that saprophytism is a method in which the organism feeds on dead and decaying materials. So it's able to do what we call extracellular digestion. It secretes hydrolytic enzymes on the materials and then on whatever material that is doing. So you can find such fungi on dead barks of trees and any decaying material. So it will secrete its hydrolytic enzyme and then digest the carbohydrate or whatever nutrient that it wants, and then sucks it, feeds it in, sucks it in back into the body of the fungi. And that is what happens. Examples of fungi that engage in such are the agaricus species and the rhizopus. The agaricus and the rhizopus are some of the examples of fungi that are engaged in such. Secondly, we have parasitism. There are a lot of fungi that engage in parasitic mode of nutrition, and these fungi can either be endoparasites or ectoparasites, meaning that they could either live within the body of their host or on the surface of the body of their host. We have different examples too, but a good example is a fungi called Puccinia. Puccinia is an example of a fungi that is engaged in parasitic mode of nutrition. We also have the fungi that are predators, and we say they are predaceous organisms, meaning that they feed on they feed on other organisms in the whole. They kill and feed on other organisms. There are fungi that are able to feed on nematodes. They are also able to feed on other forms of worms. They have what we call fungal traps. They're able to trap these organisms, and then the organisms die, and then they take up the nutrients of such organisms. Examples of such fungi that do that are Dactyla. Dactyla is an example of a fungi that does this, and also there's a fungi called Zoophagous. These are examples of fungi that are able to behave or engage in this predaceous behavior. And lastly are the fungi that are symbiotic in nature, and we know that symbiosis involves a kind of relationship where both partners are gaining from the relationship. And examples are our lichens. Lichens are examples of arrangements where you have a symbiotic relationship between a fungi and an algae, and these kind of arrangements can be seen. The algae are usually, for an example, we have cyanobacteria, which is an algae, coming into relationship with mycorrhiza, which is a fungi. All these kind of relationships exist, and they are examples of symbiotic relationships that the fungi can exist or can go into. So you have saprophytic, parasitic, symbiotic, predaceous relationships that fungi can go into, feeding relationships or nutritional relationships. Thank you for listening to this, and remember to like our content, share our content, subscribe to all our platforms, and do have a wonderful day.